Hi Gertie. I've written another blog. I know it's been a while, but I was mulling things over on Christmas Day. I actually wrote it on Christmas night. So even though it's the 5th of January today, I the actual blog I started and more or less finished Christmas night. I always seem to reflect the year on Christmas night. I do it New Year's Eve as well, but or New Year's Day. But I don't know what it is. I feel very nostalgic on Christmas Day and Christmas night, and it sort of, I suppose, because all of you are around me, and David's around, and his kids, and it just makes me appreciate my life and what I've got and what I have. And I was going over things and going over this year and thinking about how I've wanted so much for the past 20 years really to be an entrepreneur, to have my own business, to be successful, at one point I wanted to be a multimillionaire, and 10 million pounds still wouldn't go amiss in fairness, but I wanted to be a multimillionaire. I wanted to be like the female equivalent of Tony Robbins, and helping thousands of people, and um, being a bit of a know-it-all really, I suppose. But mostly being able to help people. I love the thought of being able to get up and talk in front of people and help them, which in hindsight and after much toing and froing in my life, I realised I just don't have enough about me. When I gave up my job at DHL, I was convinced I was feisty enough to be able to do that sort of thing and to be able to run my own business. And I underestimated a lot how much and hard work it is, but how much of a thick skin you need to be able to do it. And I hadn't got that. I didn't really know what I was doing, and as we all know, I made a bit of a hash of it and found it very hard trying to be a life coach or finding what my niche was. But the purpose of me doing this blog video is that I realised that I'm at a point after being ill for the last couple of years that it's okay to be me. It's okay to not have to kill yourself to be successful. As it turns out, I'm on benefits, which I never in a million years would have expected to be in this position, because I've always worked all my life, but because of health, I've not really had a choice and lack of savings, I suppose. But um, I know I've gone on and on about you being successful, about you doing your best, about reaching for the stars and, aiming high, having goals and ambitions. And I still believe that. I still think, there's nothing wrong with that. I still think you should aim high and still think you should be ambitious. But I also have got to a point where I think it's okay if you don't want to. It's okay. I know I know I've been quite a pushy mum, and I hands up to that one. I know that, but I also think it's okay to just be. I don't know if it's the right thing to say, but mediocre. I don't know. Just to live a normal, happy life, a comfortable life. My mum always used to go on about living a comfortable life, and it was always a thing for her. She'd just say, as long as we're comfortable, I'm happy. And in fairness, I mean, she achieved that because they were, her and dad. But I'm not sure where my ambition came from, or my big, was his ambition, or airy fairy ways, I don't know. But um, I just know the important things lately in the last year or so have been you three. It's been about um, you, David's kids, our family, and my brothers, Mark and Dave, my dad. That's been more important. Feeling healthy, taking your health for granted, obviously now. Sorry, I'm trying not to cough. um, it's ridiculous how much we take our health for granted. It's just we eat so much crap and rubbish and drink till the cows come home and think we're going to live forever. It's just stupid. But I'm not here. I'm not trying to preach about that. I just realised that it's okay to just live a normal life. I've got family, cousins who have been in the same job for like 20 years. They've worked their way up the ladder in the same company, and they've just saved, and they've all got nice houses, nice cars. They have holidays every year. They always look immaculate, and they've just worked and saved, worked and saved. No, I think sometimes we expect everything on a plate and we want it fast. Everything's got to be now, or this is why we've got all the X Factors and those type of programs, because everybody, I want to be famous now, I want to be rich now. Um, but the reality is, we're not all cut out for that way of living. We're not all cut out to be millionaires. We're not all cut out to run businesses. The likes of Alan Sugar and that, they work their asses off to get to where they are. They don't just, it doesn't just come overnight. You have to work really hard and sacrifice a lot to be that successful. The same with sports people and, the Jessica, is it Jessica Ennis? I forget what her surname is. Hill. Sorry. Um, they work really hard to get to that point, and I just think it's just sort of made me think that, to me, having a more relaxed and calmer life and having more fun and having money in the bank but saving it instead, and not just expecting it to land all the time or expecting others to give or pay out just because I want it. It's very much an I want it mentality in our society these days. um I feel I've gone off on a tangent a bit. Read the blog, because the blog's a little bit different to the video. I'm think I'm gonna be as usual. Woo, a bit wayward, and I'm waiting for the dog to bark or for me to have a coffee feed. um, I suppose what I'm saying is it's okay to be yourself. Whatever you do is enough. Um, I wrote a little bit in there, like, if you want to be a successful blogger, that's great. But if you want to just have an impact on one person, that's great too. Or if you want to be head of a school, that's fantastic. But if you have just an impact or to help to change one child's life, that's amazing too. Or if you want to save the planet, great. But if you just want to save one animal from cruelty, isn't that just as good? It's just putting things in perspective, I suppose. And as usual, I'm hoping all of this makes sense. um, Read the blog. Hopefully that it's a little bit clearer. And I suppose I'm just saying, you are enough as you are, and it's okay to just be where you are. And if you want to aim high, aim high. But if you don't, that's okay too. That is all right as well. So maybe I need to, well, I hope, stop being such a pushy mom. I try to think of myself as encouraging. Pom poms, woo, is more the way I've been trying to be. But I think that's it. I hope a lot of that makes sense. I'll leave it there, and there may well be another blog or two soon. I might be on a roll. So see you later. And there's the phone. Woohoo! Bye, Gertie.